What is that one thing which almost every woman would love to have? And if you ask me my opinion on this, so being a woman, what comes to my mind is my appearance, which matters a lot to me. Well, you can always say that I can work on my looks with the help of makeup. But what really bothered me the most was my body shape, which changed a lot after my kid's birth. And what disappointed to me was the weight I put up after my second daughter's birth. It was like I wasn't feeling happy within my own body as my old favorite clothes won't fit in. And I'm a person who never believed in following any specific diet plan. Instead, I prefer to eat healthy food. So when I tried exercising, I managed to shed those extra pounds quickly. And I must say that I was lucky for not regaining those lost pounds. But when I look around me, I find so many women struggling with weight issues. And the reason behind this I discovered is their uncontrolled emotional eating. So when it comes down to emotional imbalances, you definitely need to consider Bach Flower Remedies. So if you are someone who have been struggling with weight issues and fed up with trying almost everything available in the name of weight loss or weight management, then it indicates that you need to focus and work on your emotional issues first. Because you cannot dissolve these emotional blocks by following either a rigorous diet plan or forceful exercising. Let me share with you that recently I attempted to become a fruitarian, understanding all the benefits of eating seasonal fruits on our body. Even though I consider myself a very controlled person when it comes down to eating, I noted that how my mind was craving to eat things which weren't good for my body. And I tried being fruitarian for 8 days. After staying on fruit diet for 8 days, I came down to a conclusion that if you really want to achieve results with any of your diet plan, the first step you must take is to convince and align your mind 100% for it. Otherwise, it will be like you are wasting your time and money, as sooner or later you are going to give it up. So what are the options available when it comes down to let go of our trapped negative emotions? And this is to reach our goal of acquiring an ideal shape. So to shed some light on this important aspect, I am going to cover certain individual cases in this episode. And the idea behind these case studies is to introduce you with the potential of Bach Flower Remedies. And not only this, you will also get an idea of appropriate remedies to support you emotionally in your weight loss journey. So of late, I was talking to my best friend. And so the thing about her is that even though she is very pretty, she would always worry about her weight. In a bid to get a perfect shape, she would enthusiastically, or rather say religiously, follow certain fitness program. And within few days of joining, she would give it up. So when I inquired her what made her give up that particular fitness plan, her reply gave me a clue on which Bach Flower Remedies would help her. Actually, she was looking for fast results, and when she didn't see it happening, she felt discouraged to continue. And something similar would happen whenever she follows any diet plan. But to make the matters worse, she also feels guilty for falling off the chosen diet. Now, have you ever noted that when you feel guilty for whatsoever reasons, you are actually punishing yourself? And if you ask me why I am saying that, it is simple to comprehend, because when you feel you have done something wrong, you would definitely attempt to make it right for you. And how would you make it right? You would make it right by seeking some punishment. So in case you are wondering from where this tendency in you is coming from, and you would be surprised to learn that it is gifted to you by your parents, teachers, or the religion that we are following. So getting back to the topic at hand, in my friend's case, upon falling off an exercise or diet regime, she would penalize herself by eating salty and fried food. And she would do this just to compensate for her guilt feelings. And this pattern of hers was kept on repeating for many years. I mean, it is easy for me to describe her situation as a case here. But just imagine as a person how much suffering she was going through due to her repeatedly failed attempts. Even though my friend didn't ask me for Bach Flower consultation, I still wanted to highlight her case, as it is typical of many women who actually do not like the way they look. And if you are exactly like my friend, then remedies like crabapple, pine, impatiens, willow, along with chestnut bud to break an unhealthy pattern can help you immensely. So, you see how the common negative emotions like guilt, impatience, and hatred of self are responsible for thwarting the success of one's efforts in getting back to perfect shape. And not only these emotions, but there are several other negative emotions which might be playing an important role. And you are not aware of these emotions, and this game is going on without your notice. Like feeling disappointed after a setback. Perhaps you were excelling in your weight loss program and had a binge eating at a wedding party. So now, instead of losing, you gained a few pounds. So what? Not a big deal. But you feel discouraged to move forward now and hesitate to try again with a positive attitude. And if this is what you are experiencing, then Remedy Gentian will help you in uplifting your mood and getting back to action mode. You know, there are some of us who believe in fast and immediate results, just like my friend. And if that doesn't happen, they become restless and quit calling it as an ineffective method. For such people, remedy impatience will help develop the positive virtue of patience to wait for a new healthy pattern to establish and deliver results. Essentially, there is an easy way to find out if you need this remedy. So, if you or someone eats too fast, it indicates inner restlessness in you. And as a result of this inner rush, impatience person lack mindfulness while eating. And this leads to indigestion. On the other hand, there are people who are convinced of failure before even trying for anything. So if you are one of those and who knows that you need to do something in order to get back in shape but lack the inner motivation to initiate, then consider taking large to boost your self-confidence. You know, when I think of eating disorder, what comes to my mind? And I don't know, if you have watched the Crown series on Netflix. And if you did, you must be familiar with this scene where Princess Diana was indulging in obsessive eating and later she would force vomit herself. What do you think the possible reason behind Diana's overindulgence in food? Obviously, her negative emotions were driving her to act in a certain way. Based on the series I watched, it was clear to me that she was feeling insecure and intimidated by the relationship of her husband with another lady. To me, this appears to be a perfect example of explaining overeating as a need for protection. It's like you want to feel safe, so you gorge on food to pad yourself with a layer of safety. But it is self-explanatory to anyone, that it doesn't serve you in any way. Instead, if you focus and work on your real issue, which is your emotional need to feel safe, then life can definitely take a good turn for you. So when you are facing extreme emotional states where you feel like giving in to the unreasonable demands of your mind, consider taking cherry plum to maintain your calm. Cherry plum also help you control your cravings and overeating behavior when you feel stressed. And it really doesn't matter, whether this stress is resulting from your work, spouse, parents, kids, or anything else in your life. Lastly, I would emphasize you to remember this, that food has never been an issue for anyone. But Their emotional imbalances are the real culprit behind their weight issues. So, if you are really serious about your self transformation, connect with me and I would be happy to help you sort out and get you out of the unwanted situation.